All right, what's up, everybody? It's Marco from Digital Dash. This is my first day live trading here. Very first day. We're gonna see what kind of setup we get. Pretty much going to the daily. I'm trying to find out if we're breaking out of this range or what. It's very hard for me to use a laptop, so bear with me. Please bear with me. Gotta be a better way than that. All right, so this is how the daily setup is looking. We're pretty much in a range. I'm trying to find out if this candle here created the range, if we're getting above this wick, and we're going to see follow through, targeting the highs, right? Targeting all-time highs, or if we're going to push into this resistance and find weakness to move back down. Now, pre-market, we started seeing that. We started getting our move back down. We got a 1 hour fair value gap here. And on the 1 hour, oh my gosh. All right, if we drag this back, this is a high that we wanted to see taken out. So once we got that push lower, we broke above that high, and we're looking to get a retest of that area, right? Since that was an important area that we need to break above to act as a important area of resistance that we need to break above. And now we want to see price come back down to it and tap it for it to act as support. So that's the game plan. And then when we tap into that, we get a long setup in this area, and then we can look to start moving higher. Problem is, I like that we saw the move starting to happen pre-market so that we could open up into our levels, but I don't like the fact that it's moving now, right? So I was saying, if something like this does happen, then we may be able to take advantage of an opportunity short, right? If we push down and we fail to get a move higher, it might be better to look for an opportunity short, because again, this range could still be in play. We got to watch out for this range. This range definitely could be in play and ready to do what ranges do, which is pushes back down. So that'll be important. But we do see, I mean, then also we push down and we're leaving this wick here. Liquidity could lie down there, as well as the area that we're looking for price to move to, right? So that's why a short might not be a short opportunity up here at resistance might not be a bad idea. This has been a level that we've been watching for a long time. This was the level that when we first started breaking down on the 1 hour and 4 hour, we broke below an important swing. So that's why this level can act as resistance here. After all of that, pushing through that level, all the price action below it, we could be coming back to retest that level and then get a move lower. So we got above it, broke back through it. We could be retesting it here. Could be getting some type of sell setup back at the resistance. So it's going to be a matter of being patient, right? And that's cool because we can take a sell. If we do get a sell setup here, it would be okay for us to take a sell because we still are identifying the draw as down here, this 1 hour fair value gap. Right? We know it can move higher. We know it can move to that all-time high. But it would need to move lower first. It would have to move lower first. So it's a couple options. If we get a sell set up here, we can take the sell setup. And if we don't get the sell setup, we can just wait for price to get back to our levels of interest. All right. So that's what I'm going to be waiting for. I might pause until we get it set up and see. I don't want to just record too much for no reason. But that is definitely what we're looking for. We're going to see if we get a sell set up here at resistance, targeting the areas where we want to get involved because we understand that price can draw to those areas, or wait until price gets to those areas and then look for price to start moving towards the next area that it can draw to. I like how we start to get some momentum above. We also have to consider that we got a lot of movement after hours, right? Overnight, Asian session, London session, we got a lot of movement. So we could easily revert back down, or we could stagnate and move sideways for this session. Both of those things can happen, but I do like the fact that we got above levels that we've been wanting to see us get above. We've been waiting to see us get above those levels, so that's a good sign. I ain't gonna lie, we kind of got a bullish setup here, but it's not really near any levels that I wanted to see. You know, we had this high, this low, this high, this low, push above that high, retest into that high. So bulls can do their thing for a second here. We probably could have caught that, but that wasn't what I was looking for. And again, you know, just because the pattern's there doesn't mean it was a high probability pattern. It didn't happen around the areas that I would have liked to see it happen at. It did happen around a major area. But nah. And seeing that large wick to the downside, this could have momentum. This could have momentum to the upside for sure. For sure. And a nice pullback given the entry. So yeah, keep in mind that could get what we just saw is definitely enough to get buyers initiated into the market. That long wick down starting to move up, retest showing that we're holding those, you know, we're holding above these levels here, above this 555, 59. That's definitely enough to get buyers interested into the market. So even with that being the case, if we get a bearish signal, and we had a crazy wick right here, same thing, we had our low, we had our high, then we had this crazy wick taking out the highs and putting in a new low there. But if we're just going off the old low, we got to break below this 55.63. And now we're retesting that 55.63. with bulls initiated into the market. So if we get a sell setup here, continuing this down move, keep in mind targeting where we're targeting below. If we get a sell setup somewhere around this level or somewhere under this level, after buyers have been triggered into the market with this move, we could get a sell-off down to the level that we're trying to get to here. So it's just, at this point, it's just looking at the information the market is presenting us, seeing what it has previously done, seeing what it's doing now. More importantly, seeing what it's doing now. I used to base too much of my analysis off of what happened, right, previously. But now it's what happened, and then recently, how is the market reacting to that information of what happened, and not just what happened. You know, so we'll see. Even taking into account, you know, this bullish trigger that we just saw here. But I'm gonna pause, wait for a setup. I'm gonna make sure I'm logged into my broker. I haven't even done that. All right, so we just had another spike. It just hit 10. We had some more data news coming on. I guess this is higher impact. I guess it's this Michigan Consumer Sentiment Final. I've never heard of this shit before. I ain't gonna lie. But the market definitely did start spiking up here. I don't know if that changes anything. Again, we haven't had any. I mean, well, we have had this set up. We did get this set up here. But other than that, I'm gonna keep looking for what I'm looking for and see if we get any more setups here. See if we get a sell signal or if we get back down to our levels where we want to get involved. If not, we're just gonna have to pass up today, and then look to take advantage of the market tomorrow. I mean, it's not much more we can do. We're not around our levels of interest. But yeah, on the bright side, you know, we're moving away from chop. We're moving towards better conditions, moving towards trending conditions, and that's a lot better than having to sit and get murdered and chopped and try to figure out which direction the market wants to move in. But yeah, this thing is pushing. This thing is pushing. I'm starting to think this was definitely the move of the day, the setup of the day there. But yeah, now at this point we're gonna be managing emotions, managing FOMO. Right, we're watching this thing rally without us after presenting a setup, so that's kind of disappointing. But yeah, we're gonna have to manage those emotions. We're gonna have to manage that FOMO, not make any irrational trading decisions because we missed out on that. We're pushing back into the order block here, so it's possible to get a setup there and a move lower. If we get some type of sell signal or some type of reversal up in this order block area, then I'm definitely sure, you know, I'm not sure anything can happen. But that adds on to the fact that we got liquidity waiting down here and we have an area that needs to be tested. Yeah, there's some supply there. And that's the thing. These are the ranges I'm watching. So we got this range that we're above. If we sell off here, targeting the lows, right? I think we can break below this level here and head back towards the bottom of this range. Now, the chop and the consolidation happen here. So even getting that move back into that 1 hour fair value gap where I'm looking at to see price hold is above this range where the chop and consolidation happened at. So I'm fine with that. I'm fine with price pulling back all the way back down to here. All right, seeing that gap left there, still hasn't been tested. Yeah, it was never tested once created. Since it's been created, we got to push back down where we tried to, and we didn't. So, wasn't expecting that crazy push higher there. I was not. But now we have to watch to see if these highs are defended. 55.73 defended, and 55.66. If we did get a reversal up here, we would have to see those, if buyers stepped up at those levels. Yeah, I was not expecting that. Crazy move. Crazy move there. If we want to hindsight it out, we had the low, we had the high, we had the lower low. Looking to take a entry above the high once we get a retest. There's the retest. All right, 10-point stop loss minimum. 10-point target to be conservative. Absolutely destroyed. No drawdown. 20-point target. Like I used to trade, absolutely destroyed. No drawdown. I probably wouldn't have put it this much into this order block, but we got the move. Yeah, I'm gonna probably chill, watch some videos. Because even if we did get a setup here, it would take some time to form. It would take probably almost 40 minutes to an hour to form. So I'm gonna probably chill. I'll probably just chill for a second. What a crazy move there. Crazy move. It was crazy because that's also where all the lows were for the previous sessions. New York session lows down there. Yeah, every low. Liquidity, everything is down there. We had Sydney's low down there. Yeah, Sydney low down there. London consolidated. Didn't run the Sydney low. So there's a lot of liquidity down there. So I'm still watching, still looking for price to return back down there to that level. At some point. Might not be today. But at some point. Looks crazy on the daily. Keep in mind though, we did tap the daily. There was a fair value gap here on the daily. We took that and held it. Started to move higher. So the next place price wants to target is those all-time highs. That is where price wants to target. Right? So I can't trip too much that we didn't return to that area, because in the higher time frame we've already committed, we've already respected and started making our move. Higher time frame buyers started committing already. Come the fuck on. So yeah, we could hold above these highs here at 55.66. If we do start moving down from this area, we could find support there, or we could still stick to that original plan and see if price returns that back down there. We got our alert set there. That's a far distance away though. That's over 40 points. Yeah, there's really nothing much to see here. I mean, if we were to get a sell set up, then cool. But I doubt there's much we can do for the day. I'll come back if there is something, but yeah, I doubt there's anything more we can do here. Price went crazy. Price went crazy right at open. This kind of goes back into, only getting involved at your key levels. If I would have been, waiting to even come to the charts until I got triggered, like usually, would have never even known this happened. Right? So those emotions and seeing this move and all of that wouldn't even be involved here. We would have never even known anything about this. Same thing here. If we sell all the way back down into our levels and we get triggered, then we'd be coming to the screen looking for what we wanted to see. Trying to think now. Price obviously wants Price obviously wants to head towards that all-time high, run that liquidity at all-time high. So I really wouldn't even want to look for a move down until we saw that happen. It could be here though. If we get a low put in here, we got our high put in. If we get a low put in, and price turns around and puts in a higher high before turning back around and breaking the low, then that could be the move that we want to start looking for downward. But I wouldn't short this, regardless of any engulfing anything we're seeing right now. I wouldn't short this. I would not short this. But yeah, we do have important levels that we need to retest. Again, it might not be today. It might not be today. And it's probably at this point more than likely not going to happen before we run all-time highs, before we take that external liquidity. It's probably not going to happen until then. But even on this sell-off here, it's too big of a candle. It's almost a 10-point candle there. Knowing that we could run into support here, wouldn't offer any decent risk to reward. Wouldn't offer much space for this, for this a move down and trade. Just talking through the thought process here, though. But whatever this move down is more than likely going to present an opportunity to long, to all-time highs. Yeah, I'm finna pause. I'm finna watch some videos. Again, there's nothing more I can do until those things play out. Until we sweep all-time highs or sell off back down into these levels that we're looking to get involved. There's nothing I can do here. I'll just be recording for a very long time watching price. I don't even really want to watch price. I don't want any more emotions getting involved. Watching price do whatever it's gonna do. This shit could run another 300 points on a day and never trigger any of the plans that we're looking to see happen. So I'm finna just get off the charts maybe for at least 30 minutes, to an hour. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. And I'll be back if anything happens. Quick update. We started to get a sell-off. Am I angry? Do I have any emotions? Do I feel any FOMO about missing the sell-off? No, because my conditions weren't met. With us being so close to the external draw, with us being so close to all-time highs, I wanted to see. One second. I wanted to see us run that external liquidity at all-time highs first before I even considered taking a short. Before I ever considered taking a short. Right? So this is nothing but a pullback in my eyes. This is no reversal. This is a pullback. But yeah, that first area at this 55.67 started to get a push into there. VWAP also started lining up with that area. And we had the low in. If we would have put in a high and broke this low, maybe I would have been willing to short lower. But we didn't get that, so just looking at this as a pullback, all intact. And getting involved at our level down here is now back in play. I wouldn't be surprised if we sold off down here, somewhere into this area, maybe lower, maybe into support. Camera cut out, but anyway, I wouldn't be surprised if we sold off lower and then move back up, right? Because this is just a pullback. So we could either move back up and keep moving higher, move back up, run the highs, turn back around, who knows? But yeah, until now, this is just a pullback for me. Even if it comes all the way back down here, it's still a pullback. Especially on higher time frames. Yeah, as long as we're in this range, all of this is a pullback. As long as we don't close below 55.48, it's a pullback. It's just this area that I want to watch. It's this area that I want to watch. Do we get a setup in around this area? This is an important area. So that's what I'm trying to find out now. Do we pull back into this support? And get a long setup? Or we stick to our plan and wait to see if down here gets triggered? This down move is just starting to fuel up, so I don't want to step in front of it here. I don't want to step in front of it here. Like I said, we could get a long setup here, but this is just now getting started. You know, if I would have, let's just say, for whatever reason, I entered aggressively long here, we could definitely see a lot of movement against us before we start to get a move higher. Keep in mind, if this level breaks, what is that doing? Just like before, we enticed bulls into the market, we would be enticing sellers into the market. Goodness. Um. So yeah, that's what we're doing. We're just watching. It's crazy though. Things can look so far away from our zones, and then just like that, things can turn around. We rallied for an hour later, we start to sell off. It's getting noisy though, so I'll be right back if anything changes. We get a break at this level, if we get a setup at this level, regardless, I'm gonna capture what's going on. We could definitely get something around this level, but much higher probability is down here. We have liquidity we can take. We be far into discount. Down lower is just a better area for us to get involved. All right, so alert just went off. We just tapped our area of interest. It's 12:10. It's a little later than I would like. Ideally, we want to see this set up between 10 and 11. Ideally, we want to see this set up between 10 and 11. The difference is we aren't looking for a breakdown. We're not looking for a breakdown or a breakout. We're looking for that pullback to end down here. So there's that. We're going to wait for a setup now. Now that we're down here at these levels. And we're going to see how it goes. If we get a long setup here, we're just going to take it long. But yeah, pretty much everything else played out. We still never really got a reversal signal. So I'm still, as long as we don't close below these levels, I'm looking at it as a pullback. We tap down there. That's cool. Now we might get more of a push in here, but we got a lot of time on this 1 hour candle, so we'll see. Definitely got a lot of time on that 1 hour. That's what we're looking for. Yeah, this took all day pretty much for us to get a setup, so that's the only thing. We could have just waited for the alert. I could have went and had a life and waited for the levels to get triggered. But yeah, that's the plan now, is we're just waiting for a setup. We're at our areas of interest. This is what we plan for. All of our confluences are aligned here. It's nice that we didn't take that external liquidity, because price, if we start moving up from here, then we still had that draw there. That's what the target would be. That's where price will have the best chance of moving. It's back to those highs, to those external highs. So, well, that's nice. You gonna keep it? It's pretty big, but the oversized look might work if that's what you're going for.
Yeah, yeah. Nice.
Yeah, I like that one. Let me see the back. Is something in the back?
Nah, I was hoping for it, but this is still good with the oversized look.
How much was that?
I think it was 25.
You know, they had when I went to the thrift, it was a major thrift convention in Baltimore. They had a bunch of old school, because this is basically like an old school, vintage shirt. They had a bunch of them like that, vintage, used, thrifted, all of that, and they was like $40.
That's what I was looking for. I was trying some new oversized vintage shirts. That's what I was looking for. I got two. The other one's coming in, but I like it.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, material too. Maybe got something going.
The camera cut off again. But yeah, I'm waiting for a setup down here. Again, I would have loved for it to happen earlier, but that's what I'm waiting for. We still got that high that we can take out, that external draw that's up higher. That's what we're going to be targeting if we get a setup down here. Very simple, since we did sell off. Since we did sell off this strong and pull back this strong, we need a reversal, a bullish reversal signal. And then again, even with that, we need not to rush in. Just because we're at the levels of interest, just because we sat here all day, that's not the market's fault. That's my fault. I can't rush and just get involved into something that looks less than ideal, because now I'm going against this bearish trend that we're seeing. So I need to wait until we get a bullish signal, pretty much, and that'll be it. Ideally, down here at these levels might push back down more into this support, right? So that's why you don't want to see something like this pin bar enter above this pin bar, with a stop loss below, and then that stop loss gets ran and you end up being liquidity. Just wait for it to play out. Wait for a low to get put in. Wait for that low to get run. Wait for liquidity to get taken to the downside, and then we can see if we start moving back to the upside. Simple. But we got, obviously, Damn, this camera keep cutting out, man. Obviously, bulls are trying to do something. Obviously, bulls had enough commitment to move price higher. Bulls had enough commitment to move price up into this area of supply, this previous order block that was created. And sellers are obviously going to come in there, right? It's a bearish order block, strong area of supply. We expected sellers to come into that in there, whether they came here and stopped as they pushed into 55.66, whether they came in and pushed into 55.60, whether they push down here. We're looking for the next area where buyers are, one, going to step in, show us that the trend is possibly ending, and then sustain for us to get a move higher, right? So, you know, it's not a big deal at all that we sold off from that level. And then we need this a formation to form. Again, we have over 40 minutes on this 1 hour, so ideally, as long as this 1 hour doesn't close below the previous candle, below this 55.47, then everything is still good. So it has 40 minutes, which is a fair amount of 5-minute candles for us to get some type of formation and start heading back up. Again, the reason why I'm willing to risk this area of support is because this is pretty much where all the consolidation and chop ended up being. This is an area where we could possibly hold above. And we didn't get any higher time frame reversal pattern. On the higher time frames or a reversal pattern on the lower time frame. Now it'd be different if we close below this candle. If we close below the 55.47, then it would start to make the play look a little different. And we could get a 1 hour close below that candle. That'd be more bearish. But that could also trap sellers into the market and fuel a move higher. So it's all just if then, right? We did have a, you know, technically a high here and a low here and ran that high. So yeah, we would not want to see a break and close below this 55.47. We would not want to see that. All we can do now is remain patient. I'm probably gonna have lunch soon. And we're just gonna have to wait for a setup. I'm not sure why this camera keeps cutting out. I'm not sure. It's connected via USB. I don't even think Wi-Fi is on. So that's what we're looking for. And I'll be back when we get it set up here. Alright, so it's been all day. Price is starting to move in our favor. We're starting to get it set up here. Happening at and around support. Happening at the zone we were looking for it to happen around. So I'm gonna be looking to take an entry. Again, this is happening around. It's 109 now. I started working on something else. But while I was sitting here, I saw we were getting it set up in the background. So that's the only thing I don't like is we're kind of outside of my trading hours, but we're at a level where we really like and we could see a move in our favor. Again, we're not looking for any type of breakout, but it does look like the pullback is starting to diminish. That downside move is starting to diminish. So I'm gonna be looking for an entry pretty much. I'm trying to enter at the top of it. Once this zone breaks and we get a retest of this zone, and that's it. Looking to take my entry here. I just want to see a nice strong break above, and then a retest, and we go. That's all I'm waiting for. So I'm gonna keep. I mean, I don't have to watch this until this alert triggers. So I'm about to go and finish up what I was working on, and I'll be right back when the alert triggers. I'll be right back. Yeah, this is not Where's the mic? This is not playing out how we want it to at all. We're actually $3 down on the day now. We're still holding the support. We broke the fair value gap we were looking to play off of. We're looking for this level to break, get a nice displacement through this level and a retest of it. Like I said, we didn't want to see that 1 hour candle really break and close below, and it broke and closed below. So it's possible for us to have to see this 1 hour shift. It's possible for us to have to see that 1 hour shift. If not that, we're probably gonna have to wait for another formation, another sign of a bullish trigger. If this plays out and we get displacement through this level and a retest, then okay. But seeing that we rally back into that area, sold off strongly again, we probably would have to see some other type of reversal pattern. Again, this pattern could still be intact. But it wouldn't be surprising if we see a move back above. I get in and then we come and run this bottom again, and then double bottom, and then get a real setup, right? So it's kind of like the probabilities of this working out are a little bit lower. Again, sucks we've sat here all day. I've sat here all day. I was working on other stuff, but that's the thing when it comes to trading. You can sit here all day. You can sit in front of the screen for 6, 8 hours and not get paid for it. And if you think that you should, the market owes you something for spending that time there, then that's when it gets dangerous as far as taking trades that you shouldn't be taking, or lower quality trades, or whatever the case may be. So that sucks. Yeah, I still may take it. I mean, if we get the move up, I still may take it. Obviously, the level is strong. We got more rejections. Price, obviously this level is strong. So if we do end up seeing strong buying above and holding above, then it could be a good sign. But as of right now, it doesn't look good. Price action doesn't look good. We're still holding above the range. This is the thing. If we're going to break down, then let's break down and fall back into the range. Fall back into this consolidation. Fall, break and fall and hold back below 55.41. Right? And show me that it's a wrap. Now we could easily get a retest, back into these areas, back into 55, 52 where our entry is at. And it's just a retest of breaking the lows on the 1 hour and we continue lower. That's possible. That is possible. But yeah, the lower time frames are probably going to have to move around and digest whatever they're going to do before that can play out. Even here on the 15, if we were to get a double bottom here in the 15-minute, we have to run down here. We have to run this low. Then come up back up to break this high. So yeah, it is what it is, bro. Frustrating. It's disappointing. It's disappointing, but this is the reality of trading. You can sit here. This is my only free day that I've had during the week where I can sit at my setup and do this, where I can live trade and record my screen. Every other day this week, I've been on the go, have to trade from my phone. You come here wanting something to happen. Come here wanting to be able to execute a trade. Come here wanting to get a setup, and don't get it. I mean, I could have FOMO'd or hopped into any of these trades. Even when I watched it run up and leave me this morning, I could have hopped in because I wanted to be a part of the market today and could have got burnt. So it is what it is. This shit is just frustrating as fuck. And it doesn't help at all. You get on social media, you see people caught setups today, you see people were able to get into the market. But for me, I had no all day. I came to the screen all day. I had no opportunity except for earlier, except for this. But again, we didn't come into the level that I was watching before we got this move up. We did get an entry signal here. We did get a trigger here. At this level on the first run up, it would have hit easily. I didn't even eat lunch. I'm gonna eat lunch though and figure something out. I guess I don't. If I get an alert, I get an alert. If I don't, no trades for the day. I finally got into a trade, man. Kind of rushed in here. Stop loss is placed. Take profit is placed. Stop loss is placed. We got we had some volume coming in, so we really got to see how it goes. Pretty much, I was looking for, and we're in danger again, stopped out here. Because this 15-minute can go in double bottom. 15-minute can easily run these lows. Easily. On the 5, it wasn't as clean as it was back here. But we had our low, we had our high, we had our low here. And the same thing, high, low, swept that low, broke above these highs. We retested into this area here, right where resistance is at. Again, not the cleanest setup. Volume came in to support that thesis though, so we can see if we can get a move higher here. We got this area of resistance, so we can definitely get a pop through here if we get the momentum. If buyers step in over this area, we can definitely use the sellers that are here to fuel a move higher. So that's the thesis on that. Not liking the momentum here though. This really needs to kind of go. But that's kind of what we're seeing, that formation here. That low, high, that low, put in another high, swept that low, that last low that was created. Pushed above those highs here, pulled back into those highs and held above. So again, not the cleanest, but it is meeting our criteria to get in. Probably would have missed it, you know, if I wasn't just sitting on a chart, probably wouldn't have saw it. But we need to see that follow through. Come in as 210, we could get a push up power hour. We could lack any volume for this move to happen. So that's both sides of it. Just gonna monitor now and just see how it goes. We're not asking for much, we're asking for 10 points. Again though, we do need that. I was hoping to see a stronger reversal signal. A stronger, much more clear reversal signal is what I was hoping to see. Thought it was going to be, you know, much more clear, much more obvious. Especially considering everything that happened so far. Price is trying though. But yeah, we got lots of areas above we got to watch out for. You know, of course we got this area of selling here, this supply. Now, is it strong supply? Is it supply that I'm afraid of? No, we didn't break. This supply wasn't strong enough to make a move that was taking out lows. So I'm not really worried about it. Right? Again, I figure we might have to double bottom on a 15, but we did see that momentum diminishing, that selling momentum diminishing here as we started rounding out, as we started consolidating, and then we saw liquidity get taken to the downside here, right? And then breaking those highs. So that's the reason why I got into this trade. Again, not a picture perfect setup here, not as clean as I would have liked it to be, but we are at the levels, at and around the levels that I wanted to see is happening at support, right? Happened below support, but the thesis is we got the retest of support and we're looking to hold above it. So that's it, simple. So yeah, not much I can do now besides manage the trade. But let's talk about what I don't like. I don't like that it wasn't the cleanest setup. It is an entry signal though. It is meeting our criteria. I don't like that it is this late in the day. I don't like that. I don't like that it's 213 right now. What do I like? I like the fact that we didn't run those highs we were looking to run, so that liquidity is still there to be taken. The draw on price should still be to the upside. Right? I like that even though we swept and on the 5-minute we broke below here. Sometimes that happens, right? Sometimes the fair value gap gets swept. Right? The fair value gap is here. Sometimes the bottom of it gets swept before we get a move higher. Sometimes liquidity is taken to the bottom, at the bottom of that zone before we move higher. That's fine. It's like that sometimes, right? We pushed into a 1-hour demand. So that demand, maybe we were, instead of the fair value gap, we push into the demand. When I was taking fair value gap setups, if there was a fair value gap above a level of demand, usually the level of demand was respected more than a fair value gap. So again, I'm not, too afraid of that. Right? But that's what we saw, this area of demand here. I didn't like this area of demand because it was a little bit, it was a little bit lower. A little bit into the range that I wanted to see us hold above the range. I didn't want to see us fall back too much back into this range. But there was a level of demand there. Right? Where the level of support is at. So that's still fine. That's still okay with me. That checks out. Our target is very conservative because we could end up seeing, just a retest into these lows that we broke and a move further down. That's very possible. Right? That is very possible. Not as likely as price trying to take that draw at external highs, but that is still possible. I can't predict the market. We got VWAP resting above as well. So first step is getting us up and above through this level. If we're a negative risk to reward trader, identifying the first level where price could turn against us, we'd be taking our trade off here. Right? Or if I had a bunch of contracts in, I might be taking one off there. Because that is a level that can interfere with our move higher. Now, we're not seeing much volume continuing, an increase in volume. We did get that volume to break above the levels we were watching. But we need more volume to come in and sustain this move. And this took all day. Usually I don't watch trades. I just let them work. I accepted my risk. I got my orders set. Entry slightly higher than I would have liked it to be. If I would have took, here's the low, here's the high. Here's the low. I probably would have had my entry around here. Or maybe even this high. More than likely the high. I don't like setting it on a down candle. I like setting it on an up candle when I'm looking for a high. It's taking too long, though. It's taking way too long. And that's the thing. I'm only looking for 10 points. Like, when I was looking for 20 points, it's asking the market for a lot. But look how, 10 points is not asking for much. Retesting our entry there. And back into drawdown. Tapped into that fair value gap that was created. Having a hard time getting back below that level of support, but it's possible. Man, what a day. Just got stopped out. Yeah, long day. Again, an example of trading, bro. Waited all that time to lose my money in 15 minutes. Nobody to blame but me there. So just to recap, I mean, again, stop was in a place that could be ran easily. Liquidity lied down there. What are we seeing? We had lows there on the 15. That 1 hour broken close where we didn't want to see it breaking close. Because of that, we could see double bottoms on the 1 hour. We could see more chop. We could see a lower price before price decides to truly reverse. Being back below that 55.41, we could see a fall all the way back to the lower of the range. That's possible, right? The entire thesis was holding above 55.41, just like it's been all week. When it was choppy conditions, people were looking to sell that 45.41 all week. Going back up to the daily. right? What are we seeing? You know, um, just still within this range. I was hoping we could see that external ran before we made our move back down. Right, the draw is still to the upside. As long as we were, you know, we tapped into this daily fair value gap and held it and tried to make a move up. And as long as we were doing that, then the draw is to the upside until we, you know, take liquidity from the upside and turn back around. We were also trading within this range, so that was something important. You know, really falling back below that 55, 58. I should have been a bit more cautious with that, but I didn't want to long a pullback there because that would just seem like it was just buying a little bit too high to me. Yesterday I was just cautious, understanding, you know, these are the times where, you know, sometimes you do just gotta sit on your hands. Conditions are going to be less than ideal, and don't give back everything here. You know, just don't give back everything here. It's that simple. You know, we've been trading well, getting good setups, getting good conditions. Don't just give back everything when you know when we end up like this, because that's what's gonna happen. Conditions are gonna change. Setups are gonna be harder to come by. Setups are gonna be lower quality, and it's just gonna be easier to take a loss on those setups, and a lot of them back to back in a row. Back to back in a row. I tried to switch to 1-to-1 so I could some um stack up some wins, even in, you know, even in when ideals are different, when conditions change and we're not in ideal conditions, we can still get 10-point moves and stuff like that. As you can easily saw how quickly we just moved 10 points. You easily just saw how quickly we moved 10 points. So that's all I was looking for, just in my direction. Um, so yeah, you know, going with that 1-to-1 as we go into drawdown, it's gonna take us longer. It's gonna be more work for us to get out of it, especially if I'm only taking one trade a day. It's gonna be more for us to get out of it. But very disappointing, very disappointing. Long day. I've been out here all day, right? Sun went over the top of the house. Been out here for hours. Been out here since market open. Waited for our levels that we wanted to play around. It's true. Just didn't have that patience, the patience that we really need for this to play out, right? I'm especially seeing how price action was on the way down. And then we talk about keeping those emotions at bay. You know, I should have just walked away. Should have just walked away. If we don't get it set up, between 10 or 11, just walk away. Because not only is the volume in the market lower quality, there's going to be emotions involved about missing an opportunity to trade. Right? It's not even about the mechanics of the market. If volume is going to be present, it's very possible we have volume between 3 and 4, or 2 and 3, whatever the case may be. It's very possible that we have enough volume to sustain a favorable move. But it's more so about what was displayed here today. I was sitting here all day waiting for an opportunity, waiting for the market to present something. I got my proper entry. We did get a proper entry signal. Wasn't as quality of a setup, but it was an entry signal. It was at the levels that we were looking to get involved in. So, I can't, if we're talking about a checklist, that's 2 out of 3 right there. Right. The only thing we didn't have was it happening between the hours where we wanted to see it happen. And even when we were looking for the sell, we didn't get a setup. So I really just gotta get rid of that need to make money. Gotta get rid of that need to trade. If those criteria aren't met, then I have to just simply walk away. I have to simply walk away. I have to figure out something else to do. Again, like I said, today was a free day, dedicated it to trading, dedicated it to recording my session, dedicated it to live trading. So the fact that the market didn't present me with any opportunities to achieve what it is that I set out to achieve for the day, it led to, taking maybe a lower quality setup, maybe, you know, increase that need and that want to put on the trade. So that's all we got to take away from this session. I don't want to ramble too much, but I did spend almost 6 hours, 7 hours, whatever it's been, waiting for a setup. So now that I've taken my loss, I can at least talk about it or whatever, ramble for a second. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. We'll probably consolidate around these levels for a while. This is probably not the just because we're around the levels that I wanted to get involved in, doesn't mean that price isn't going to stay here and then present another setup. But I take one for the day and that's it. Really want to wait to see if the market does move back up, because that'll just validate the fact that I just need to stay patient. Again, we said, okay, there's lows here. The 15-minute we see, we got a low, we got a high here. It's very possible to wick these lows, break back above this area and start moving back up. Very possible. Did I wait for it to happen? No. Did I miss the fact that we were pushing back into a bearish fair value gap? Hell yeah. Was I aware of the supply? Yeah, but did I miss the fair value gap? Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, just try to go long and get against that 1 hour. Just not enough signals of a reversal on the 1 hour to try to go long. Not enough at all. You know, if we came down into the down here where we are now, created some structure, showed us breaking structure back to the upside on the 1 hour, and got this, you know, a 5 minute setup that said we could take a bullish position, that would have been different. But this is just straight selling off here on the 1 hour with no signs of reversal on the higher time frame. No signs of reversal on the higher time frame. No signs of a reversal on the higher time frame. Not the 30-minute. Didn't allow the 15 to confirm it. Just simply got seduced by the 5 minute there. And that's all that happened, bro. We just got seduced by the lower time frame because no other time frame showed us that we were even a chance to move higher. So I'm gonna just wrap it up, be done for today. Again, very disappointing. You know, this is just the reality. This is just the reality of trading, bro. You can sit here 6, 7, 8 hours waiting for an opportunity, may never get an opportunity, which is better than sitting here all day and waiting for a loss. Right? I waited 6.5 hours to lose money today. So, and that's how trading goes. That's the possibility of what can take place. As opposed to I could have been at a job, worked 6 hours and made guaranteed money. Right? But that's the reality of trading here. And that's how it goes when you like that discipline, when you don't follow your rules. This is how you get paid. Right? As I say paid, this is how you lose money. This is how you earn the chance to lose your money. But yeah, thanks for watching. Doubt many people stuck around to the end because this wasn't very action packed. But for the people who made it to the end, shout out to y'all. Thanks for tuning in. I'll catch you on the next one.